So you see, there's this video of this little girl going through Walmart, destroying it. Uh, there's no pre-context as to what transpired before the video was started, but I mean, you can assume that it wasn't like a action, and then she just started tearing up stuff. But we'll watch it. We'll go through it, and like everyone else, I'll give my take on it.
I do that.
Now, the first question is, where are her parents? That's the obvious question. And then another question I have is, if her parents are not in the store, how did she get to Walmart in the first place? Now, I don't shop at Walmart because I call it the devil's store. It's a lot of temptation in Walmart. A lot of temptation. Depends on which one you go to. And there's a lot of ratchetness in there. And it's just a spirit in there that uh a lot of times I just don't want to deal with. Unless it's like you just absolutely positively have to go. But I order stuff online before I go to Walmart for the most part. But again, I mean, you see the video, you see no one around her, and she just got carte blanche destroying the store, and it's kind of it's weird. But anyway, let me finish. Now, see that lady there, one of these ladies. She when I saw that, like the black lady that was following her, kind of reminded me of my mom. The way she was looking, trying to talk to her, trying to console her, but what my mom is, after she try to console you and talk to you for a few seconds, if that don't work, then she's gonna pull out the switch, or she's gonna pull out the spoon, and handle her business. She's gonna give you one chance to get your mind right. After that, all bets are off. But I wonder if Walmart really understands. Hold on, let me finish. You see you see the green hair employee. Hey man, God Almighty, the world is not getting any better, man. I remember working back in the day. You couldn't have tattoos, you couldn't have hair of different color, wigs, stuff like that. Everything had to be natural. But they have allowed the inmates to run the asylum, and you wonder why the world is going the way that it is. Like, you got these youngsters who got no discipline, don't care about anything, think they can't be touched. And then the first thing you want to do is ask a question like, wow, what's the matter with her? Maybe we can talk to her. Man, ain't no talking. It's about handling business. Physical action requires physical action. What they say, reactions, for every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. You got to find a way. If somebody starts a fire, you're not gonna blow your breath. If somebody starts a forest fire, people not gonna stand around in a freaking circle and blow their breath on a fire, hoping that that sun gun goes out. You gonna need to, one, get like an outside perimeter, you know, uh, dig a trench, build up some dirt at a certain area so that fire won't get past there. Then you're gonna have to like get water hoses and douse, the flames. You got to douse the areas around it, like again, so it won't spread. And then to get these helicopters and these planes to drop this fire retardant down, that's probably who knows how dangerous and cancer causing it is to people. But you got to fight the fire, basically fight the fire with a fire. That's what fight fire with a fire means. Like, you put a fire around it so you can burn the greenness around it. So when that fire reaches that spot, it won't go no further. So it has no fuel. But anyway, you got to be aggressive when you trying to put out fires or when you trying to handle these little badass kids. Now you heard somebody say they need to let her go. Let her go and do what? Keep it strong. See, this is the thing about it. People like that who say things like that. Let this child go into your house or your place of business and start tearing up stuff. And then let's see if you have that same reaction of they need to let her go. Now you see the child. She's dressed, got decent clothes on. Shoes might be untied because she's stomping stuff. So you can see she's somewhat taken care of by somebody. She didn't dress herself that morning. She didn't buy them clothes. She maybe no more than 7, 8 years old at the most. Now, why is she mad? Probably mom or whoever she's with told her she couldn't have no. That's another reason why I don't like shopping, going to the store like because especially this time of year, all these toys and all these snack cakes, all this stuff is in the middle of the aisle for kids to see. So I mean, it's a marketing ploy. So kids can be like, "Oh, I want this, I want this, I want this." You know what I'm saying? I don't think I can say I rarely recall going to a grocery store, going to a Walmart, a HEB, Target, and there are kids around, and I'm going to hear at least one child crying and hollering. And the first thing I think of is, well, they must have wanted something. Mama and daddy told them no. Every time. That's why I don't like taking kids to the store. That's why I go to the store by myself. Go get in, get out, because I remember my oldest daughter um was at Walmart. So, it's back in the day. And she's like she's in her late mid 20s now. So, but anyway, my oldest daughter, I remember one time, or it might have been my youngest daughter. I don't know. But anyway, went to Walmart. They saw something they want. I was like, no, and they threw a fit, fell on the ground, fell out on the floor. And I looked at them and I was like, huh. Turned around, walked off. That's really what you have to do with kids. And that's a question that I have. Another question I have is, what do you do in this situation? Do you continue to watch? Because when you give attention to things like this, people, what I'm saying, it escalates people's behavior. If everyone just turns around and walks away like she's not there, don't even address her, most of the time she'll calm down and settle down. But once you interact with, like when the lady tried to grab her, now she's going to act up and she got the attention. And so now she's going to continue to do what she did. So anyway, my daughter fell out, hit the floor. I turned around, walked away, hit the corner, and waited on her. And she comes running around that corner, and soon she hit that corner, and she didn't know I was just standing there. I just popped her right in the butt, and just boom, and she might have flew another 5 feet. You can get upset if you want to, child abuse, whatever. She never did it again. So again, like I say, because what they're looking for is attention, and like I say, if you don't do anything, they're gonna try. They're gonna keep going. They're gonna keep, but eventually they'll quit. But you just can't like ignore because that's what kids do. Kids are designed. Their job is to test the adults and the parents to see what they can get away with, and you got to nip it in the bud immediately. Now you see the little white lady back there said, "Don't touch her." Where is she at? Where is this white woman at? Let me see. This white woman right here telling people don't touch her. Nobody knows what her situation is. Helper says she might become president of the United States one day. I hope not. I hope not. And this one here, this black lady here saying, "Yeah, that's right. Don't touch her. Don't touch her. Why not?" I thought it took a village to raise a child, but not a village to stand back and watch it. I see. This is when the dude steps in because he like now you are causing destruction. See, let me tell you what. Let me tell you his train of thought, his thought process right now. As a man, he's looking at the whole scenario, not at just this little child having a tantrum. No, he's looking at it like, okay, now she's throwing glass, which could hurt her and other people, liquids, which people could slip and fall and can hurt her and other people. And he's like, no, we got to stop this now because this is only going to escalate because everybody's watching, everybody's commenting, but nobody is stopping it. All they doing is like looking at it like this is a circus. He did the right thing. He did what they should have did. See, the thing about the stuff like this is you got to stop it before it gets bad. Not wait till she start throwing bottles at you and then might go into the kitchen area and get knives and try to stab people. No, now, no, you stop it as soon as this behavior starts. Grab this little heifer and pick her up and walk her out the store. See what she said? Don't do that to a little girl. Don't do what to a little girl? Now, what if the little girl turn around and hit you over the head? Brendan Deeper. That sad story about that dude, that brother, he's who got sentenced to prison because people say that she might be on the spectrum. Okay. He big dude, 6'4", 6'6", 300 pounds, beat the crap out of this white lady who was like a teacher's aide or something. No one cares about what provoked him or transpired, but he beat this one bad. And they say, he's autistic on the spectrum, been going through a lot his whole life. No one cared about that. Right. But until, like I said, but when he beat that woman, now everybody's saying he need to be locked up in jail, locked up under the jail, put away for life, all that kind of stuff. You can't, how do you pick and choose who to do what with? Now, she said, don't do that to that little girl. Now, if this little girl turn around and grows up or turns around and hits her in the head with a bottle, what's she gonna say then? When she's laying there bleeding all over the place. And people are like, well, can't touch it because you said don't touch it. And you just leave you there and let you, and let you bleed out. God almighty, people don't think. Like I said, but this dude, as a man, you think about stuff like that ahead of time and say, no, we're not trying to get to that point. But don't do don't do that to a little girl. Now there she go. That little dumb white woman. Then you hear her say, calm down. No, let me finish this. Because I want to read the article right quick. And then you see a guy picks her up and takes off. I don't know if it's her daddy or whatever, but he he say the hell with it. I'm finna she gotta go. So anyway, like I said, I wanna read this article, read part of this article I saw. This is out of what is this? I guess from Sydney, Australia. And it says child trashes supermarket during epic tantrum, smashes bottles, shocked onlookers watching on in disbelief as one woman urged people not to touch a little girl throwing a tantrum in a supermarket. Man, grocery shopping with kids can be challenging, but a recent viral video takes it to a whole nother level. The clip, which has been viewed millions of times on X, shows a little girl who looks to be around about 5 or 6 years old throwing an epic tantrum inside a Walmart supermarket. Now, they don't say where the Walmart is, not yet. Probably by the time I put this out, all the details will come out. She is seen throwing food everywhere and smashing glass bottles while shocked onlookers and staff attempt to intervene. Not really. The footage begins with the child kicking cans off the shelf before she moves to the dairy section, tossing packets of cheese into the floor with reckless abandonment, seemingly unsupervised. Where is her mother or whoever she's with? A nearby woman can be heard asking aloud. Next, the girl hurls a tub of yogurt on the floor, prompting two women to try to restrain her. The girl, they should have had switches. The girl breaks free, continues her path of destruction, throwing packets of processed meat to the ground and stomping on them. Maybe she's a vegan and destroying all this processed food, or made of processed food, got her mind thrown off. At this point, a woman who might be the girl's parent tells staff not to touch her and chastise anyone trying to come near the out of control child. Don't touch her, don't yell at her. She could be the next president. That ain't her mama saying no crap like that. As a crowd forms, including staff and worried shoppers, the situation escalates further. The child grabs multiple bottles of sparkling grape juice and smashes them on the floor, leaving glass and juice scattered everywhere. Now, again, Walmart. Think about this. She throws glass and liquids on the floor. If someone walks through there, trips, falls, and hurts themselves, now you have a lawsuit. But you have multiple people in that area that could fall, trip, get cut by glass, and they're not going to sue the child. Probably not going to sue the child's mother. They're going to sue Walmart. So again, the lady who says, don't touch her, don't do that to a little girl. You don't know what she's been through. Let this little girl do this in your place of business. Most likely she don't have a business. Probably still staying with her mama. But or let her come in your house and tear up stuff and destroy your property and could eventually quite possibly hurt people. And then people start suing you. Because they're not, like I say, you ain't gonna sue the little girl, ain't gonna sue the girl's parents. They're gonna sue the business because the business did not properly, adequately provide security in a safe space for everyone to shop. A man approaches her and tries to take some more bottles out of her hand, but that same woman intervenes again. Don't you do that to a little girl. You don't know what she's going through. Hell, she's a girl. She reprimands. Then she tries to comfort the girl to de-escalate the situation, saying, hey, 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 calm down, breathe. And people and shrinks and head doctors will tell you that you never tell a woman calm down. They say that's the worst thing you can tell a woman is calm down, because that only makes it worse. So obviously, she's not a professional telling people what not to do, but yet gonna go in with the most primitive way of trying to de-escalate the situation and don't know what the hell she's talking about. It said, "Calm down, breathe," before the video abruptly ends. Let's see, Lee Goulis, mother of two and Kid Spot lifestyle editor. I think she, like I say, this is in Sydney, Australia. Shares her thoughts, suggesting that there might be more to the child's behavior. Quote, "My first thought is that there might be something different about the child. Perhaps she has autism or a similar condition that causes her to lash out. I could care less. If they're going to lash out, you don't just let people do that. You got to put them in their place. This might explain why a parent isn't intervening, as doing so would worsen the situation." How much worse can you get than what she's doing in the video? Make it make sense. The best thing you could have done, which is what the guy did at the end of the video, is picked her up and took her away. This is as simple as that. She added that if the child isn't on the spectrum and is simply acting out, she questions the lack of discipline from her parents. Oh, you worried about the parents now? Another mom and Kid Spot parent editor, Naima Winston, agreed, emphasizing that there's likely more to the story and criticized the person filming the incident. It is clear that the girl, whoever is responsible for her in the store, needs help, she explained. This kind of behavior is not typical for a child her age, and I'm sure the child was scared and angry, feeling overwhelmed. Okay. She also pointed out that someone should have intervened as the child is at risk of injuring herself and others. They tried to. They tried to intervene. You saw that. And the woman kept telling them, don't touch her. Shame on the person filming. I have no problem with the person, whoever filmed this. I have no problem with them doing so. Because there are things, I feel that things need to be documented more in this day and age, for sure. Because people need to see what goes on outside of their little bubble. Need to see the more you can document instances and occurrences that go on in the world, the more you can be better equipped to know how to handle it and to teach others how to handle it. Like if someone just told you, man, this girl was in Walmart, she was just tearing up stuff. Okay, you have no idea exactly what this child did. I have a different perspective. I might think she was going through the toy aisle and knocking all these toys down. And then you might think she went through the drink aisle and knocked all these sprites and sodas over. Another person might think she went into the ice cream section, was throwing stuff out, and so on and so on. Might went through the dog food aisle and was just ripping open dog food bags. And I might think she was a little white girl. You might think she's a little black girl. Somebody else might think she's a little Hispanic girl. I mean, you just have no idea what's going on. But when you can film stuff like this and see things in action, then you can actually have a better chance of creating an action plan so that in the future, when things like this happen, people know how to handle it. More and more people know how to handle it. So I got no problem with people filming. So somebody need to film, and somebody else need. It's kind of like in the nursing situation. If I have a patient and they get, let's say they go out, pass out in front of me, like I'm being dialysis, and at times we'll have patients for whatever for different reasons, might blood pressure drop, might pass out. Okay, everybody, all staff has a job, right? One, like if I see it as a nurse, okay, what I'll do is go to the patient, assess the patient, lay the patient back, give them IV fluids, turn off the UF so to stop pulling blood and get the patient. Then I'll direct someone to get some oxygen. May have to direct someone to get a screen. May have to direct somebody to make call a doctor, call 911, call the family. Different stuff. Somebody to be with the other, make sure they take care of, watch the other patients. Everyone has a different role. Everyone cannot run to the chair and assess the patient or give saline or take another blood pressure or try to talk to the patient. Everyone can't do the same. Everyone can't just sit back and watch and what I'm saying and take care of the patients. Everybody can't run to the phone and make phone calls. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, if somebody is recording, that should be fine. The problem we have with recording is everybody in this day and age wants to record. Nobody wants to intervene. Nobody wants to call the police. Nobody wants to try to quickly de-escalate situations or make it better. They all want to film it and give their opinion. So that's why I say no. I have no problem with someone recording this, because when the police come or when charges are filed or when someone brings a lawsuit, there has to be evidence. Like back to the nursing situation, someone has to document what happened with the patient from the time, let's say a code is called or whatever. But whatever. Well, from the time the incident was noticed, the issue was noticed, and action was taken, someone has to document. Most time it's the nurse has to document, chart what's going on. Now, if it's a code and you gotta get the crash card, all that kind of stuff. Now you gotta get somebody else because the nurse ain't because someone has a document in real time. So anyway, this is just like real time because you can't have cameras inside of a dialysis clinic. So this is just real. This is like the same thing, real time documentation, but it's done with a camera. Say people in the comments wasting no time sharing their opinions. Parents should pay for everything. Yeah, parents should pay for it. This is learned behavior. I don't too much agree with that. Like I say, kids are gonna just lash out sometimes, man. I like I say, I ain't my child. Like I said, when I tell you my child had a tantrum in the floor, child ain't never seen me have no damn tantrum in Walmart. You know what I'm saying? So kids do that kind of stuff. So I don't believe it's learned behavior. OMG, these gentle parenting children are going to be absolute terrorists. Yep, now I believe that. But this is why one reason why a lot of kids feel they're invincible, because there was a time, like I say, kids act like this. They got snatched up by the ankles. They got whooped with a belt, taken out the store, punished, handled, whatever the case may be. Excuse me. But now you can't touch a child. Once a child knows that you can't touch them or say anything to them, they got carte blanche. The reign of terror is not going to stop. Let's say others describe the girl's behavior as peak entitlement, brattiness, and out of control. Well, I mean, could be, you just don't know. Regardless of what you think the situation is, the real thing, the real issue is how do you handle it. However, some commenters took a more sympathetic approach. If that child needs mental health care immediately, no, that child might need just a belt immediately. There are a lot of anger issues. That could be true too. I worry for this poor girl. Hope she hasn't been abused or neglected. Yeah, a lot of times that is an issue. Others reminded readers that regardless of the child's struggles, damaging property is unacceptable. And that is, yep. I don't care what she's doing, what she's going through. A responsible adult would have restrained this child before she caused more damage or possibly hurt herself or others, commented one. And that's what I just said. Meanwhile, some expressed that they wouldn't have been able to stand by and just watch. Nah, not me. I would have left the store. This is outrageous. I mean, yeah, shoot. Like I say, situation like this, really, I mean, you have to come up with a quick solution, a quick plan of action. And this woman who like telling you not to touch and then try to go there and calm the girl down, she escalated it a lot worse to me than what it probably would have been if she just would have shut the hell up and stayed out of it. Because now you got kids hearing, you have a child hearing someone who has her back, who's on her side. So now she's getting what she wants, and she's going to continue. When again, I feel if you just would have, turned around, everybody would just walk away, act like she wasn't. I mean, that's really, I mean, unless you're gonna turn around, unless you're gonna intervene, stop her and take her away, then the second best thing to do is just ignore her. And she'll eventually stop. Because she was sitting down there for a minute, I thought so. Yeah, she'll stop. But once people start, yeah, that's the best thing to do. It said, according to the Raising Children Network, tantrums can involve intense displays of anger, frustration, and disorganized behavior, often when a child loses it. During the tantrum, you might observe behavior such as screaming, stiffening limbs, arched backs, kicking, falling down, flailing about, or running away. In some cases, children may hold their breath, vomit, break things, or injure themselves or others. Young children often experience tantrums because they struggle to communicate their needs and feelings. Yeah, that's true. I mean, growing up, you got to learn how to do stuff. You got to learn how to, act in society, and that's what adults are here to teach children because they had to go through it themselves. However, older children can have tantrums too. They have not yet learned how to express or manage their emotions safely. Yeah, like 2, 3 years old. That's probably about the oldest a kid needs to be to have a tantrum. Several factors can increase the likelihood of tantrums, including a child's temperament, stress, hunger, tiredness, overstimulation, conflict, and strong emotions. And I think, hunger could be an issue because I know a lot of kids. It's funny, not funny, but it's sad. I've heard, you hear situations about kids going to school and not eating or being hungry. And it happens more often than you would think, which is why you see like a lot of schools and school districts during like winter breaks, Thanksgiving breaks, Christmas, even summer breaks they give out free lunches, to people in the neighborhood. You go to the school and they'll give you something to eat because it's a lot of kids don't have food, man. And you gotta eat. You gotta have nutrition. Nutrition though, not just something to eat. It say children with ADHD or autism may experience more severe tantrums or meltdowns. These meltdowns can be more emotional, longer lasting, and harder to manage than standard. Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, with that being said, the best thing to do is to isolate, isolate the situation, isolate the child away from people, away from things that to where she can cause harm to herself or other people, and then you deal with it in a controlled environment. That right there was not a controlled environment, but anyway. Tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below. Share with the world. Have intelligent conversation. Hey, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those 4 things may cost you no more than maybe a couple minutes out your day, but it means the world to us here. If you would like to support financially, you can get super thanks, super chats, super stickers, or go to the description box. The links there you can click on to help support the show financially. Don't forget to go to marlonmorale.com. That's marlonmorale.com, where you get 10% off your first purchase of all our luxury items. And also, right now, we're having a sale on our miniature beard kit. It's sandalwood oil scented. It includes beard balm, beard oil, beard wash. If you want to take advantage of that sale, click the shop button below this video, and get our miniature beard kits that say sandalwood is clinically proven to help stimulate hair follicle growth. So if you're trying to grow that beard to its full potential, why not use the best product on the market? And with that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.